Today on Cutler's Court.
You are here because you've got some problems in your 9-year relationship.
I grew suspicious of the cheating and I went looking for answers. I found messages and then I found nude photos.
Were there nude photos of Mr. Gallardo or were they nude photos of other women or both?
They were photos of other women.
Wow, that must have been comfortable.
We'll find out today if this relationship can be saved. This is Cutler's Court. Sally Herrera says her boyfriend of 9 years has a history of cheating. But despite that, she has stuck with him. She says she believes he is still entertaining other women and wants the judges to help rebuild trust. Mike Gallardo says Sally and their children are his #1 priority, and he's been trying to make up for the past. But Sally's trust issues are driving a wedge between them. He wants advice on how to move forward.
Your Honor, today we have case 1014, Herrera versus Gallardo.
Ms. Herrera, you are here because you've got some problems in your 9-year relationship with Mr. Gallardo, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, tell me what's going on.
So I want to know if this relationship is salvageable. We've been together for 9 years. We met back in August of 2014, and we've been inseparable since then. And we've brought in 2 children, and everything's been great up until the pregnancy with my daughter, which started about May of 2019. And then I just kind of felt he was emotionally unavailable and wasn't there like I needed him to be. I grew suspicious of the cheating and I went looking for answers, and I found some of what I was looking for. And then we had our daughter, and then we broke up for about a month.
So is it May of 2019 you were suspicious and you found some things that supported that?
Yes,
Okay, and when was your daughter born? What month?
December of 2019.
Okay, so from May of 2019 to December, you were walking around with this knowledge that you think something was off?
Yes.
Did you say anything to Mr. Gallardo?
I had asked him if we were okay.
Uh-huh.
And so I just kind of went through it. I went through my pregnancy, and then in November, about a month before I delivered, is kind of when I found social media, Snapchat, multiple different women on there. Kind of didn't stop.
What kind of things did you find?
So I found messages, and then I found nude photos. And then February of 2020, we broke up for about a month because I was like, I can't do this. And so COVID was happening, and then I just kind of let things go. And then I noticed in myself I was checking out. I didn't really want to be in that relationship.
Yeah.
I waited until about March of 2021, and that's when we officially broke up.
You found nude photos. Were there nude photos of Mr. Gallardo or were they nude photos of other women or both?
They were photos of other women.
Okay. All right. Mr. Gallardo, that was quite the timeline. I'm going to let Mr. Cutler talk to you.
You got this nice relationship, then, a few years in, all of a sudden she's seeing inappropriate text messages, she's seeing nude
I think the
photos
timeline's
of
a little different.
other women, but
yeah.
what's your recollection of the time?
So, yeah, she did get pregnant in May, with the whole postpartum and all, just like everything that women go through. Like, I didn't know how to handle any of that stuff. And the attention that I wasn't getting from her, I guess I found it with somebody else. She found all that after my daughter was born, like in January. We stayed together, I tried, but she just couldn't really let anything go.
When you said she couldn't let it go, she kept bringing it up? Or?
It was always in the back of her mind. And I get it, you know what I mean?
And how did that manifest itself in her daily behavior?
Just being cold. Me trying, whether it be Valentine's Day, her birthday, and just nothing was, I never received the same. So I was giving out more than I was getting, receiving. I came home and I'm just like, I have a question for you. Do you even want to be with me? And she just kind of looked down and said she didn't know. When somebody says they don't know, it's over.
Well, yeah, I don't know is really no.
Right.
I just don't want to say no.
We separated, but we were still living together for about a month.
Wow, that must have been comfortable.
It was crazy.
And so when you broke up in March of 2021, have you all been apart since then?
Yes, we were apart until November of 2022.
So you were apart almost a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yes.
Almost 2 years.
Yes.
And so what
Okay.
happened in November 2022 that caused you all to get back together?
Prior to that, I'd say like September, I started missing him, and then I noticed some of the changes that, he had been doing, which he was being more of a provider to our children. He was always there. And so I was like, okay, like he's changing for the better. And then I started flirting with him over text message.
Oh, look at the grin over here. That's the one. Okay.
And then
all right.
I asked him to spend my birthday with the kids and I.
When's your birthday?
Halloween.
Okay.
So he came and we took the kids trick-or-treating, and then I kind of took it as like, okay, we're like dating, but it's not official. So then, fast forward a couple weeks, I found out that he was dating somebody else. And I was like, okay. And I wasn't mad. I just kind of felt weird because I don't want to step on toes if that was truly something that he wanted to pursue.
Yeah.
So then we kind of talked about it, got through it, and then I told him, I was like, if we're going to be together, like, you need to cut this off.
Yeah.
And so he did right before Thanksgiving. And so we've been together since Thanksgiving of 22.
What's the problem now?
Me being unsure that he wants to be with me. I don't know if he's just settling because we have so much history together and we have the kids. Because back in April, I found a conversation between him and another woman, and I didn't appreciate it. So now...
This is after you all have been back together for about 6 months, give or take.
Yes.
What did you not appreciate about that conversation?
Just the texts that were going back and forth, and I do have proof.
I was going to say, do you have those texts?
I do.
Tashi, would you get those from Miss Herrera? Thank you, sir. We're going to take a look.
Up next,
How did you find these text messages?
Well, they were deleted out of his phone, but I found them on the MacBook.
Were you looking for text messages in general, or did you just happen to run across these?
I was looking for other things,
Okay, what other things were you looking for?
just to see if he was like talking to anybody else. I'm still very insecure about the cheating.
Did you have confirmation in November, December that there was cheating, or that was the evidence and you confronted him with it?
That was the only evidence I had at
Okay.
that time.
What kind of things did you find?
So I found messages, and then I found nude photos.
This is someone texting him saying, hey, I just randomly thought about you. I hope you're doing good and your kids are too. And he responds,
Hey, I'm doing well. Kids are doing good too. Just been really busy. Hope everything is well your way also.
okay, are you still DJing? And laugh out loud, no reason specifically. Okay, these, so far, I mean,
Okay,
these
I'm
don't sound,
gonna keep reading. If I see something spicy, Mr. Keller, I'll holler.
yeah, these don't sound too bad. It seems like people catching up. Or did I not read far enough?
You didn't read far enough.
Okay,
Because to me, he's leaving himself available to the outside world.
okay.
But this person lives in California. Y'all live in Kansas City.
Right, they're moving back.
Okay.
So, Mr. Gallardo, who is this person?
Somebody I met during the time that we weren't together. Friends, if she came into the club when I was DJing. She would come back every once in a while, whatever.
Anything sexual?
No,
Okay.
no. And she just texted me out of the blue, and yeah, I forgot to delete the number. She got mad at me about that, and I just forget about it because I hadn't heard from her in a while.
So how did you find these text messages?
Well, they were deleted out of his phone, but I found them on the MacBook.
Were you looking for text messages in general, or did you just happen to run across these?
I was looking for other things, and then I came across those.
Okay, what other things were you looking for?
Just to see if he was like talking to anybody else.
Okay.
I'm still very insecure about the
Right.
cheating.
Did you sense you all were back to normal this last time you all got together?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, we took a trip to Arizona, got tattoos, matching tattoos. So they symbolize our kids.
Their birthdays?
Birthday,
Yeah,
birth
birthdays
years?
and Roman numerals. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Now I know from the court papers that Mr. Gallardo is not present in the relationship, that he's emotionally unavailable, and that he's secretive. So I'm going to ask you, do you have examples of him being secretive and emotionally unavailable to you?
As far as being secretive, just deleting messages off his phone that I end up finding on the MacBook.
And the last thing that I remember reading in the record was that you don't feel like a priority. He is DJing,
Yes.
he's playing softball, he's hanging out with the fellas. Is that still a concern?
It is, because
Okay.
he spreads himself so thin that I don't think he balances work life, family life, and softball.
It sounds like she thinks you're engaged in all these other activities, just kind of not being fully 2 feet into this
Right.
relationship.
And I've kind of told her you're right, and I'd be more committed to where if she wanted to do something. When I DJ weddings, I'm committed to that. I can't do anything else.
And that's money. You're
know,
making
yeah.
money.
Well, yeah, and that's
Okay,
not only
I
for
get that.
myself, you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
For your
That's for
family.
them. Yeah, that's for them too. And she thinks like when I go do all that as far as weddings and like clubs and stuff that I'm just going out. I'm not going out. I'm actually working.
Is the softball such that you could take your family to some of the games?
Yeah,
or is
she's
it,
been. That's exactly when we went to go get the tattoos. That's what we went
Okay.
for.
Okay.
We went for a softball tournament, and
So it's family friendly. It
Yeah.
could be an opportunity for your family, get some outdoors, hang out with dad,
Right.
cheer for family.
right, but
Okay.
she doesn't like it. You know,
There has to be
accommodate.
some balance. And I recognize that it's like, this ain't fun. Our boys play all these sports. I think I spent half my adult life sitting on bleachers. But I did it because they were into it and I wanted to support them. And similarly, I think it's what you make of it. If you go into it like, then it's going to be just like that.
Up next,
Can I ask you another question? Have you ever been in a relationship where cheating was involved outside of your relationship with Mr. Gallardo?
Yes.
Okay, so this is not your first rodeo.
No.
Did that relationship end because of the cheating?
That was part of the reason, but it was a lot more.
Sounds like she thinks you're engaged in all these other activities, just kind of not being fully 2 feet into this relationship.
I DJ weddings. I'm committed to that. I can't do anything else.
And that's money. You're
know,
making
yeah.
money.
Oh yeah. And she thinks like when I go do all that as far as weddings and like clubs and stuff that I'm just going out. I'm not going out. I'm actually working.
So you talked about Mr. Gallardo being emotionally unavailable. And then the example you gave was about text messages that you found. Of course, his reaction was, "Oh, here we go with this again." Are there any other areas not involving alleged cheating or inappropriate text messaging in which he's been emotionally unavailable for you?
When I asked about like going back to school because I want to get my RN, he was, I don't want to say dismissive, but he was like, "Yeah, if you want to," and I don't want to hear that.
You want to hear, "Yes, honey, yes, you can
Yes,
do that.
like
I will
go
support
for
you."
it. Yes.
Go for it.
It may be how you put it out there that garnered that response, as opposed to, I'm making decisions. I would like to make these decisions with you.
Right.
Now, Mr. Gallardo, are we giving you too much credit? Did you really dismiss her dreams?
No,
and
so I
goals?
mean, she knows I support her. I told her we'd do whatever, you know, whether it be financially. She's talking about possibly going part-time, and I told her I would pick up the slack.
As you see your relationship right now,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think your biggest problems are?
The communication and the trust, for sure.
Okay, when you
I
say
think that she
communication,
needs-
what do you mean?
A lot of it is on both parts. I'm pretty bad about it. I'm not gonna lie. As
What do
far
you
as
mean you're pretty
communicating?
bad
So
at it?
like say like if there's a tournament or something going on, I'll commit to it before I even talk to her.
Ah,
And the trust, I think honestly, like she needs to let that go. I mean, I think I've come pretty far in like letting her know that this is for real and this is what I want to do. I do want to pursue the future with her.
okay.
And any other things that she does that bother you?
Other than that, no. I mean, no, just really the trust and the communication on both sides. I mean, I know that she doesn't like softball, but you know, like you said, everybody needs an outlet, and to me, that's my outlet.
So, Ms. Herrera, do you realize when you're coming at him, you remember that time you did X, do you internally recognize, I probably shouldn't be doing this, I need to let this go? Do you recognize that you need to let this go?
Sometimes,
Okay.
not always.
Can I ask you another question? Have you ever been in a relationship where cheating was involved outside of of your relationship with Mr. Gallardo?
Yes.
Okay, so this is not your first rodeo.
No.
Did that relationship end because of the cheating?
That was part of the reason, but it was a lot more.
Okay.
What do you see as the biggest issue in your relationship with Mr. Gallardo right now?
I would say the same, the trust issues and the communication.
Communication, okay.
'Cause
Well, that's a step in the right direction
Yeah,
when you agree on the same issues.
Yeah, it's gonna make our job easier.
I think at this point, we are going to deliberate and talk about it, and then we're going to let you know what we come up with. All right? So, Tasi, please escort our litigants out so we can deliberate.
Given Ms. Herrera's history, not only with Mr. Gallardo, but her other relationships, this is a deep-seated wail.
It's not going to take much to trigger it.
It not even the wrong glance in its own.
Yeah.
She can't build a life looking backwards. I know that you can't forget. That can't be the stepping stone every time you have a discussion.
I mean, they both agree on what the issues are, communication and trust. And I know those can be buzzwords, but in this case, I think they're being sincere about it. And they both recognize they each need to do something differently. So we gotta give them both to take the first step.
Exactly.
At the same time. So let's bring our litigants back in.
All right, we have had an opportunity to deliberate and talk about what we've heard from you, what we have observed, and even how you all look at each other in your discussion. And first of all, it makes our job a lot easier when both parties recognize here's where our issues are. One of the things that I think is really important is that you get some counseling on how to be mindful. When you're getting ready to make a decision, is this something I need to have my bride involved in?
To me, it's like better to ask for forgiveness and permission.
No, that's not true.
I mean, I know that, but that's how it was.
Okay,
Yes.
no more. Don't do that. Don't do that. And I feel that there's a sincerity that you really want to make a way and make her comfortable and let her know that she's a priority.
I kind of want to do that. My mom says, like, she's always wanted, it's been a long time coming.
Okay.
She's always wanted me to do this.
Okay,
And I know that hers is commitment issues.
okay.
And I want to show her how committed I am.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh my goodness.
I know it's been a long time coming. And I've loved you from the moment I've seen you till right now. And I know it's taken me so long. I've had other issues and stuff like that. But I want to show you that this is for real. So will you marry me?
Yes.
Okay, well, that makes my job real easy.
All right, so
However, before you hit that gavel, bring that ring up here so I can see it. Because I can see it blinging from back here. Oh, my word. Get this jeweler's name, too. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Congratulations, darling.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Cutler, you can.
we're going to order counseling for you all so you can start this new chapter of your life on solid footing. It is so ordered.
It made me feel great. Like, that's what I've been wanting to do for a while.
I was very surprised. I wasn't expecting it at all.
Building on the future. From here on out, just continue to keep going up, stepping up.
And going to counseling.